Todo el mundo sabía por lo que estaba pasando, porque no puedes pasar por una cosa así sin tener una consecuencia mental.
A Ángela Aguilar le llega el peor de los karmas. No vende boletos en el tour de Estados Unidos, dándole gran lección de vida.
Mal, pero bueno, yo estoy aquí diciéndote plenamente que fue muy difícil para mí.
Sin embargo, en recintos pequeños como el de New Jersey y el de Las Vegas, ha tenido que recortar aforo porque no está vendiendo.
No quiero hablar.
Gente que está diciendo, están alegando que podría ser por las polémicas en las que se la ha visto envuelta en las últimas ocasiones.
O sea, no ganamos nada, es más, yo creo que yo estoy perdiendo cosas.
No llena ni en combo. A Ángela Aguilar le llega el peor de los karmas. No vende boletos en el tour de Estados Unidos, dándole gran lección de vida. La vida le cobra factura a todos, tarde o temprano. Y cuando la opinión pública se convierte en juez, no hay gira ni apellido famoso que te salve del desplome. Así lo señalan miles de comentarios que hoy no solo cuestionan su talento, sino también su actitud. ¿Se trata de una consecuencia directa de cómo ha manejado su vida? ¿Puede una figura del espectáculo sobrevivir solo con apellido y sin conexión real con su audiencia? Lo que era un secreto a voces, hoy tiene pruebas visibles. Recintos casi vacíos, mapas de venta donde el color azul, que indica boletos disponibles, domina sin piedad. Ni los medios que tradicionalmente la apoyan han podido encubrir el fracaso. Incluso canales cercanos a su familia, como Azteca, han expuesto que la venta está por los suelos. ¿Qué tan mala es la situación cuando ni tus aliados de siempre logran maquillar los números? El público ha hablado, y no con tibieza. Es una vuelta a la realidad que Ángela necesita. No te llena ni con su papá, ni con su hermano, ni con los caballos. Se siente perfecta y la vida le está dando un ubícatex, son frases repetidas con fuerza en las redes sociales. Estamos ante una figura que perdió piso y ahora paga las consecuencias. ¿O simplemente el mercado ya no está dispuesto a apoyar artistas sin verdadera conexión emocional con su audiencia? Hay quienes justifican la baja asistencia en temas externos, como la situación migratoria. Pero otros no compran esa versión. Desde antes no llenaba nada. No tapen el suelo, esto ya viene de rato, aseguran los usuarios. ¿Es válido escudarse en ese contexto cuando el declive ya tenía raíces mucho más profundas? Muchos ven en esta situación una consecuencia directa de su comportamiento. Señalan que ha tenido actitudes arrogantes, que ha declarado públicamente que nunca se ha equivocado y que siempre ha hecho todo bien. ¿Cómo se recibe ese discurso en un entorno donde la humildad, la empatía y la lealtad son valoradas más que nunca? Algunos incluso afirman que intentó aliarse con figuras del momento para asegurar ventas. Pero nada funcionó. ¿Puede la estrategia suplantar la autenticidad? ¿Qué pasa cuando los seguidores ya no se identifican contigo, ni con tu música, ni con tu imagen pública? El contraste con otros artistas también es evidente. Mientras su gira languidece, otros nombres brillan en escenarios repletos. Como Kazu, por ejemplo. ¿Por qué unos conectan y otros no? ¿Qué separa a quienes llenan auditorios de quienes apenas venden entradas? ¿Será que el público ya no perdona la desconexión? Ángela Aguilar puede culpar al entorno o puede asumir con madurez que algo debe cambiar. Este momento no es un simple tropiezo. Es una llamada de atención directa. Los escenarios no mienten y las butacas vacías hablan. Ya no se trata de si es buena o mala cantante, se trata de si está dispuesta a reconectar con la realidad.
Sale a la luz la confesión que dejó en shock a todos en televisión.
Este último año casi me rompe.
No, sí me sorprendió. Sí me sorprendió porque fue muy rápido.
Pepe Aguilar lo expone todo. El intento de proteger a Ángela terminó en desastre familiar. El famoso cantante del regional mexicano, sin intención aparente de crear un escándalo, terminó desatando una ola de reacciones con tan solo una frase. Lo que debía ser una entrevista sencilla se convirtió en una exhibición pública que descolocó a su familia, a su legado y sobre todo a su hija Ángela. Todo comenzó cuando, en un intento por defender a Ángela Aguilar del escrutinio público, tras su vínculo sentimental con Nodal, Pepe decidió escarbar en el pasado. Pero la jugada no le salió como esperaba. Durante la entrevista, en un tono que parecía casual, Pepe relató que su madre, Flor Silvestre, había estado casada, antes de unirse sentimentalmente a Antonio Aguilar. Lo que parecía una simple anécdota familiar se transformó en un mensaje envenenado cuando la entrevistadora, sin perder la sonrisa, lanzó: entonces viene de familia. Ironía o acusación directa. El aire se volvió denso. La frase, aunque breve, quedó suspendida como un eco incómodo. ¿Era necesario hablar así del pasado de su madre? ¿Qué buscaba realmente al ventilar una historia privada en televisión nacional? Con esa sola confesión, el cantante pretendía normalizar los errores de su hija, pero lo que consiguió fue cuestionar la integridad emocional de su familia. Las redes no perdonaron y comenzaron las comparaciones, los memes y las conjeturas. ¿Era esta una forma velada de decir que la familia Aguilar siempre ha estado envuelta en relaciones polémicas? ¿Y si, en lugar de defender a Ángela, terminó arrastrándola aún más al centro de la controversia? La gran pregunta es, ¿Pepe actuó desde el amor paternal o desde la desesperación mediática? Quiso limpiar la imagen de su hija, pero terminó arrastrando el recuerdo de su madre y la herencia emocional de toda su dinastía. Hay quienes dicen que fue un movimiento torpe y otros lo ven como una maniobra calculada, pero todos coinciden en que fue un momento que cambió la percepción pública de la familia Aguilar. En declaraciones recientes, Ángela compartió su incomodidad por sentirse constantemente observada. Dijo que antes la gente se le acercaba con ternura y ahora solo buscan captar algo comprometedor. Incluso habló de su deseo de mantener a sus futuros hijos alejados de los reflectores. ¿Un indicio de retirada temprana o simplemente una fase emocional bajo presión? ¿Se está preparando para alejarse del foco público? Tras ese comentario en redes, comunicadores y personalidades del espectáculo no tardaron en reaccionar. Algunos fueron tajantes. Nadie ha hecho más públicas sus decisiones que ella misma. Otros, más diplomáticos, dejaron en claro que vivir en la era digital implica aceptar las consecuencias de cada publicación. La tensión entre Ángela y los medios está al límite. Lo que debería ser una carrera artística se está convirtiendo en un debate constante sobre su vida personal. Pepe Aguilar quiso proteger, pero terminó exponiendo. Ángela quiso responder, pero dejó dudas. La familia Aguilar, antes símbolo de tradición y talento, ahora es protagonista de un drama público que parece no tener fin.
Se acabó. Oye, yo no voy a estar dándole gusto a güeyes que de verdad necesitan psicólogo.
¿Qué pasó con Nodal y las poquitas horas que estuvo con su hija Inti? ¿Qué pasó con Inti mientras él huye a estar a los pies de su jefa?
Eso no es justo, pues. O sea, no hay como mucha justicia en eso.
Tengo que confesar que es la primera vez que dejo por unas horitas a mi bebé.
¿Cómo Nodal no pasó ni 6 horas con su hija?
Dicen, pues revísate, papacito. Sinceramente. O sea, tus carencias emocionales están cabronas.
Que Ángela Aguilar le dijo, tú te vienes conmigo a California.
Revienta la indignación. ¿El precio de un apellido? Nodal se aleja de su hija por irse a California con Ángela. Fue presionado por Pepe Aguilar. ¿Hasta dónde se puede torcer el sentido natural de la paternidad por pertenecer a un círculo artístico de élite? Cristian Nodal, hoy más expuesto que nunca, enfrenta la crítica pública por una decisión que podría marcar su imagen para siempre. Alejarse de su hija Inti para complacer a los Aguilar. No fue un descuido, fue una elección. El nacimiento de Inti parecía ser el inicio de una nueva etapa para Nodal. Pero lo que muchos consideraban un renacer emocional, terminó en un abandono inesperado. A pocos días de haber sido planeado un encuentro con su hija en la capital mexicana, Nodal decidió volar a California. No por un compromiso profesional ineludible, sino por acompañar a Ángela Aguilar en un evento organizado por su entorno. Aquí es donde entra la figura que incomoda. Pepe Aguilar. ¿Qué peso tiene su opinión en las decisiones personales de Cristian? ¿Es mentor, guía o algo más? Fuentes cercanas aseguran que Nodal fue advertido. Si no aparecía en ese evento junto a Ángela, su relación se fracturaría. ¿Realmente un padre necesita renunciar a su rol por mantener una imagen pública? La niña lo esperaba. Él lo sabía. Sin embargo, la balanza se inclinó hacia los reflectores. Inti quedó bajo cuidado de una empleada que apenas conocía su rutina. Sin abrazos, sin noche juntos. Solo una visita fugaz. ¿Qué valor tiene la familia frente a la conveniencia? La pregunta incomoda y se inserta en el pecho de quienes siguen esta historia. ¿Qué lugar ocupa Inti en la escala de prioridades de Cristian? Si una presencia pública vale más que la conexión con tu hija, ¿qué legado emocional estás construyendo? Nodal ha sido admirado por su música. Pero el público también observa el rostro íntimo del artista. Y en esta ocasión, ese rostro quedó al descubierto. Ángela Aguilar, lejos de ser una figura pasiva en esta historia, empieza a levantar sospechas. ¿Por qué la urgencia de tener a Nodal constantemente a su lado? ¿Qué papel ha jugado en el distanciamiento del cantante con su hija? No es solo amor juvenil lo que se comenta. Hay quienes sostienen que Ángela impone su espacio personal por encima de los vínculos esenciales de Nodal. Y Pepe, en ese contexto, más que guía, parece operador de una estrategia más grande. Mientras todo esto se desarrolla, Kazu, madre de Inti, se mantiene en silencio activo. Pero sí deja claro, con gestos y palabras medidas, que la niña fue esperada y amada desde su gestación. ¿Por qué ahora parece quedar relegada? Ella no exige cámaras, ni titulares. Solo presencia. ¿Es eso demasiado pedir? Hasta ahora, pocos colegas han manifestado una opinión pública sobre el asunto. Pero las señales están ahí. Algunos han lanzado indirectas en sus entrevistas. Mensajes que apelan a la coherencia entre lo que se canta y lo que se vive. ¿Puede una figura como Nodal hablar de amor si descuida el más puro? Y si su entorno guarda silencio, ¿es por respeto o por no incomodar al apellido Aguilar? Nadie afirma abiertamente que Nodal haya sido manipulado. Pero los hechos hablan solos.
No debimos de terminar así, pero pues de modo, ¿no? Las cosas, a veces, ojalá y se acomodan las cosas y la armonía llegue para todos.
Le salvaron la vida a Pepe Aguilar, los security de Jaime y...
Yo tuvimos un pleito ahí porque...
Jaime agarró su pistola calibre 45.
Yo lo traía bien marcado, pero él no lo aceptaba.
E iba directo a la mesa de madera del rancho a partirle la cara a balazos al papá de Ángela.
Pepe Aguilar enciende el escándalo. Se descubre fuerte disputa con el papá de Nodal. ¿Fue una broma o una provocación? Una cena familiar terminó convertida en el inicio de una contienda que podría cambiarlo todo. En el rancho de Pepe Aguilar, dos linajes del regional mexicano se encontraron en lo que parecía ser una simple velada de unión. Pero la tensión estaba al acecho. Lo que comenzó como una noche entre copas y recuerdos, terminó siendo un zafarrancho que sigue resonando en el ecosistema del espectáculo. Todo empezó cuando Pepe Aguilar, entre risas, lanzó un comentario que muchos consideran despectivo. Mira, tu papá también es un hombre pequeño, y le doblo la estatura. El comentario, dirigido a Jaime González, padre de Cristian Nodal, encendió la chispa que faltaba para iniciar el escándalo. Jaime González abandonó la mesa en silencio, solo para regresar minutos después, con un objeto impactante. La seguridad del lugar intervino justo a tiempo, evitando un infortunio que pudo marcar a toda una generación de músicos. ¿Qué tan profundo puede calar el orgullo en un hombre como para llevarlo al límite? ¿Se trató de una broma malinterpretada o de una provocación calculada? Y más aún, ¿por qué alguien respondería con agravio a una simple frase si no hubiera algo más bajo la superficie? Cristian Nodal, atrapado en medio de ambos bandos, intentó intervenir. Fue testigo directo del momento en que su padre y su suegro estuvieron al borde del desastre. Su reacción fue inmediata, pero insuficiente. Ahora su imagen pública y relaciones familiares están en riesgo. ¿Cómo podrá mantenerse firme ante este altercado familiar? Ángela Aguilar, esposa de Nodal, permanece en un silencio que también genera ruido. ¿Es ella una afectada colateral de una disputa que no provocó, pero que podría marcar su destino emocional y profesional? ¿Cómo sobrevive un matrimonio cuando el rencor entre familias advierte con contaminarlo todo? Las redes sociales, lejos de calmar la tormenta, han alimentado el escándalo. Miles de usuarios se han volcado en apoyo a un bando u otro. Pero el juicio público muchas veces es peor que cualquier tribunal. El papel de la prensa no se ha quedado atrás. Programas de espectáculos, portales digitales y revistas del corazón han hecho de este enfrentamiento su nuevo objeto de chismes. Y mientras se discute en redes y se analiza en televisión, lo que está en juego va más allá de un escándalo. Hablamos de dos clanes musicales que han moldeado la identidad de la música regional mexicana. ¿Qué ocurrirá ahora con futuras colaboraciones y con proyectos cruzados? A pesar de los intentos por reconciliar a ambas partes, las rencillas siguen abiertas. La tensión no solo se sintió en la cena, se trasladó al público, a los equipos de trabajo y a las giras planeadas. Y lo que más inquieta no es lo que ocurrió esa noche, sino lo que aún no se sabe. ¿Qué otros secretos, qué otras conversaciones y qué otras verdades están a punto de salir a la luz?
No es malo, es parte de la tecnología y del proceso que te hace hacer cosas que quizás antes no podías hacer.
Asientos vacíos en el concierto, nadie los quiere ver, México le pasa factura, no les perdonan nada, a Pepe Aguilar y Ángela Aguilar.
Hola bebé. Que aunque sean patrones que se repitan, como estos patrones son manejados por sentimientos.
Parece que México no perdona a la dinastía Aguilar y pues Pepe Aguilar sin nada de fila.
Pues los podrás describir muy bien, pero los tienes que sentir todavía.
Estas son las personas que están esperando el acceso a Pepe Aguilar a unas cuantas horas, pues no son muchas fans de Hueso Colorado seguramente, porque pues diría que menos de 100 personas, hasta menos de 50 me atrevería a asegurar.
Reciben la peor humillación. Ni los asientos aplaudían. México les pasa factura, y el fracaso del concierto de Pepe y Ángela Aguilar lo confirma. La noche que debía reafirmar la grandeza de la dinastía Aguilar se convirtió en un espectáculo desolador. El Zócalo de Puebla fue testigo mudo de un hecho histórico. Pepe Aguilar y Ángela no lograron llenar ni la mitad del recinto. Las imágenes lo dicen todo. Las gradas, pensadas para miles, apenas contaban con centenares de asistentes. Un silencio ensordecedor retumbó más fuerte que cualquier mariachi. La familia más mediática del regional mexicano ha perdido el respeto del pueblo. No te imaginas lo que se descubre cuando los videos comenzaron a circular. El lugar lucía vacío, frío, sin alma. Todo estaba listo para un show majestuoso, pero el público decidió no asistir. El evento, que formaba parte de la Feria de Puebla 2025, no logró despertar interés. ¿Por qué una familia con décadas de éxito tuvo esta humillación pública? La fama no siempre garantiza respeto, y los vacíos hablan. Ángela Aguilar ya no genera simpatía. Su figura, una vez vista como símbolo de orgullo nacional, ha sido manchada por declaraciones que muchos consideran despectivas hacia la identidad mexicana. A esto se suma su constante exposición mediática por asuntos personales. El romance con Cristian Nodal, por ejemplo, desvió la atención de su música hacia su vida privada. ¿El público sintió que traicionó sus raíces? ¿Es este rechazo una forma de escarmiento simbólico? La voz no basta cuando se pierde la conexión. Aunque Ángela posee una voz poderosa, el carisma no se compra. En redes sociales, sus antiguos fans ahora son críticos implacables. Lo que era amor se ha transformado en decepción. Lo peor es que la crítica viene de seguidores que esperaban más humildad y menos egocentrismo. ¿Está Ángela priorizando la fama por encima de la autenticidad artística? Mientras en Puebla todo se derrumbaba para Pepe y Ángela, una nueva figura brillaba en Arabia Saudita. Majo Aguilar, sobria, elegante y conectada con la esencia del público, fue aplaudida por cantar el himno nacional en un evento deportivo de nivel internacional. Sin escándalos y sin exageraciones. Solo talento puro. Está Majo tomando silenciosamente el lugar que Ángela no supo cuidar. ¿La discreción se convierte en virtud cuando la sobreexposición fracasa? El formato del show empieza a sentirse obsoleto. Las nuevas generaciones no conectan con lo de siempre. Mientras artistas emergentes fusionan corridos con géneros urbanos, el show de los Aguilar sigue atado a una fórmula que ya no emociona. ¿Requiere el jaripeo una transformación radical para sobrevivir al nuevo público? Pepe Aguilar anunció que pretende llevar su show a Japón y Brasil. Pero surge la pregunta clave. Si el formato ya no funciona en México, ¿Por qué pensar que tendrá éxito en culturas completamente distintas? ¿Es esta una estrategia de expansión o un intento desesperado por maquillar el desinterés nacional? La internacionalización puede ser una vía, pero no cuando se hace desde la negación de una realidad local.
I would lie to you if it wasn't something queer, right? Seeing so many negative things, of course.
Ángela Aguilar's huge brawl with her husband Christian Nodal causes scenes of toxic jealousy. What's
better than getting stronger than wanting to change that whole situation? Because it
came out because I got angry. Hello.
Hello, mommy. Hello, welcome. Ángela Aguilar marks her territory live and leaves a broadcaster cold. The night promised to be better than it was. The atmosphere was full of sports excitement, lights, cameras and an audience tuned in expecting goals and not scenes of jealousy. But what seemed to be a simple appearance by a couple ended up being the beginning of an emotional storm broadcast live. Ángela Aguilar burst into the event unexpectedly and without uttering a single word, she said it all with a single gesture. Her firm gaze, her rigid body and her hand on Nodal's shoulder made it clear. That man has an owner. Was it an expression of affection or a public warning? What happened during that broadcast was more than an emotional outburst, it was a display of power. Ángela didn't greet anyone, didn't make a sound, didn't interact with anyone else, she simply marked her territory. In front of a female announcer who shared the space with Nodal, the singer actually made what many interpreted as a territorial and possessive move. It was a silent warning to any woman who gets too close to the singer. The video circulated quickly on social media. Users captured the coldness with which Aguilar rejected the seat that was offered to her. The tension was visible. No one said anything, but everyone felt it. It was a scene of jealousy at the most toxic level in Mexican entertainment. Upon realizing his partner's attitude, Christian Nodal stopped everything. He put down the microphone, interrupted his presence at the event, and went after her. The scene, which seemed to have been taken from a soap opera script, left everyone frozen. Was it a gesture of love or a reaction to pressure? Was she really in control of the situation or did she simply break down under her partner's gaze? Not everything is what it seems when the cameras are on. This event does not happen in a vacuum. Nodal's romantic history is back in the spotlight. The couple has been the subject of several controversies in 2025. From breakup rumors to forced reconciliations and extremely calculated public appearances. Are they really a couple in love or a media alliance that has already lost its way? People close to the event assure that this was not a spontaneous scene. Some sources indicate that Ángela's entourage knew that she planned to appear, although no one imagined the level of tension that her emergence would generate. Some defend it by saying, "Those who love, take care." But others criticize her harshly. That is not love, it is control. Criticism multiplies on social media and strong innuendos are directed at Nodal, who seems increasingly emotionally isolated in public. We are faced with a public figure trapped in a relationship of insecurity and control. This is no longer just an isolated episode. Several users have pointed out that this behavior has happened before. Scenes of jealousy and uncomfortable silences during public appearances. And the most delicate thing about all this is that Ángela constantly needs to publicly validate her relationship. It's one thing to show affection and quite another to seek control in front of the cameras. Kazu, and as often happens in a crowd, the entire national auditorium was infected with that shouting, Kazu, at Ángela Aguilar while she had to sing on stage. A mistake will be reflected not only in your family or your friends, but throughout the world, in other words, in every country you can imagine. There was what was happening. And so, no one teaches you how to be an adult, no one teaches you how to be in the public eye, no one teaches you that there's no turning back. Ángela Aguilar collapses live. Screams, muffled playback, and public embarrassment. She got what she deserved. What happened at her last concert was unprecedented. The audience humiliated her and she simply left. A barrage of shouts, mockery, and contempt forced Ángela Aguilar to cancel her own show. Ángela Aguilar has just signed the act of ending her career. Or are we witnessing an unfair hunt? Stay, because what you are about to hear will make you rethink everything. 30 minutes were enough for the audience to leave her without a voice, without a stage, and without respect. The reason, the name that was heard was not hers, it was Kasu, chanted over and over again as a public lesson. Ángela is no longer welcome even among those who used to idolize her. So, why are they coming to see me? She threw it out to the audience. But the answer was clear. They did not come to applaud her, they came to point her out. But the matter does not end there. A former conductor revealed that Ángela sang with playback. During an event, he turned it off on purpose and left her exposed. Her real voice was a scandal, not because it was good, but because of the opposite. I could not believe it. It had all been a farce, she declared. She deceived millions of fans. She deserves to continue on stage after betraying the trust of her audience like this. On the other hand, Ángela appeared with a look practically identical to Kasu's. Coincidence, strategy, or a mockery of the scandal? Comments like these went viral on social media. This is how she intends to win back the audience. It's embarrassing. Ridiculous. She thinks that by dressing like her we'll forgive you. As you'll see, everything goes wrong for her and everyone points fingers at her. The audience took away her title of Princess of Regional Mexican Music to turn her into a cheap copycat, a husband stealer and a talentless one. The pillars of her career, her last name, her image and her supposed voice are falling apart, and the public doesn't want to forgive her, they repudiate her. The industry also turns its back on her and her authenticity is on the ground. What could she do now? Apologize in public? Will it be enough or simply disappear? She went from heaven to hell. In a very short time, there is redemption for someone so criticized. The public no longer buys her style. What happens when authenticity is no longer convincing? Who continues to support someone whose image no longer holds up? The industry is turning its back on Ángela Aguilar. Other artists no longer respect her. We are seeing how all doors are closed to her. The consequences have been immediate. Fewer performances, more criticism, and an uncomfortable silence among colleagues. From derogatory comments about other women to comments about colleagues' physiques, Ángela Aguilar has sown controversy non-stop and has never apologized because she never apologized. Does she think she is above everyone? Who can support someone who does not accept their mistakes? What do you think? Is she simply reaping what she sowed? Current issues will continue to be relevant: insecurity, this, the
bad thing. Ángela Aguilar asks for the producer of La Rosa de Guadalupe to be fired. It is something that everyone has been talking about, and as a public figure I have to live with it. We have been very dedicated to making sure the show is pleasing to the audience. A mistake
will not only be reflected in your family or your friends, but by everyone.
In the eye of the storm, Ángela and Pepe Aguilar tried to silence La Rosa de Guadalupe. If you don't want people to talk about you, stop being an artist. Silence is no longer an option and the details are too outrageous to ignore. A new controversy is taking hold at the heart of Televisa, and this time it's shaking the foundations of the Aguilars. It all began with a seemingly innocent episode of La Rosa de Guadalupe, a story based on popular culture, viral phrases and trend-setting public figures. But this time the aftermath was too uncomfortable for those who are used to being applauded, not questioned. Who does Ángela Aguilar think she is, asking for the removal of a producer with decades of experience for a simple fictional story? Miguel Ángel Ros, a longtime producer, broke his silence and confirmed that he received direct pressure to resign from his position. The Reason, an episode that alluded to the relationship between Ángela Aguilar and Christian Nodal. A story without names or surnames, but with such an obvious parallel that it aroused the ire of the singer and her father. The Aguilar family allegedly tried to impose their will over the content of a national television station. How far can power go? When is it used to silence what is uncomfortable? According to internal sources, the calls and pressure were not a rumor. They were real, insistent, and with a single objective, to censor the episode. But what began as a complaint has now become a media scandal of great proportions, because the attempt to silence was worse than the content of the episode. And now the question is inevitable. Are we facing an artist who cannot stand criticism or a family that has lost control over its image? Miguel Ángel Harroz not only confirmed the existence of the pressure, he also sentenced the pattern of behavior. It was all fiction, he said, but it seems that now fiction is prohibited if it bothers those who believe that the audience belongs to them. Creative freedom is wavering, censorship disguises itself as indignation, and those who should be grateful for the media exposure are intimidating it with veiled warnings and internal requests. The episode in question did not mention names, but no one doubts that it was inspired by the controversial relationship between Ángela and Nodal. Is that reason enough to unleash an internal offensive against an iconic program? Where does the public responsibility lie for a family that has built its fame precisely thanks to that same media exposure? Although there is no official statement, sources indicate that Televisa refused to give in, that the episode will not be withdrawn, and that narrative freedom will be protected. But the mark has already been left. The request exists and the message is clear. If the Aguilars could control the programming, they would. The Aguilar family is currently facing criticism not only for their personal decisions, but for their inability to manage public exposure without falling into arrogance and excessive control.
Of course they messed up, my
love. Pepe Aguilar reacts to Furico with Juno and her flirtations with Christian Nodal and the kiss they shared.
With all due respect, this seems to me to be truly irresponsible. Tremendous irresponsibility.
I'll pay for the next trip. Can you pay for my wedding for the next one? Send it, send it. It is discovered that Christian Nodal also bats for his same team and Pepe Aguilar explodes with fury. Nodal will trade Ángela for a man. What began as a live broadcast between laughter, jokes and drinks, ended up becoming the most uncomfortable scandal of the year. In the middle of a family party, Christian Odalacuno starred in a moment that is already a trend, flirting, innuendos and, according to multiple witnesses, a kiss. But the most alarming thing was not the scene itself, but Pepe Aguilar's reaction. The patriarch of the dynasty did not remain silent. He is furious. He considers it a personal insult against his daughter Ángela Aguilar and a public lack of respect that he does not intend to tolerate. Was it a harmless joke or a direct act of provocation with a name and surname? In the viral video, Nodal and Cuno exchange high-voltage phrases, suggestive laughter, and a physical closeness that many describe as romantic. The scene culminates with a devastating phrase. "Everything is delicious, my love." Was it just a joke or is it a reflection of a reality that has finally come to light? Ángela was displaced by someone she would never have imagined. Witnesses claim that the young woman left the event devastated and without saying a word. How do you repair such disappointment? The clip was recorded during the birthday of Annalisa Aguilar, Ángela's sister. The atmosphere was full of drinks, laughter, and live streaming. What was supposed to be a simple party ended up revealing the most uncomfortable moment of the year. Nodal, in an apparently extremely out-of-control state with Cuno, sparked all kinds of theories. Was it a spontaneous act, a plan to distract attention from other topics of debate, or a mockery directed at the Aguilar family? Cuno is known for his irreverence, but this time he seems to have gone too far. His behavior not only set social media ablaze, but was interpreted as a direct mockery of the Aguilar dynasty. According to sources close to him, Pepe is outraged. There is talk of a strong internal warning. This is not about prejudice, it is about respect, public image and family dignity. How far can provocation be allowed? In the name of entertainment. The young singer has been trending in recent months, but this time for the wrong reasons. Apparently she witnessed the episode between her partner and Kuno, and her reaction was the most deafening silence. Angela must accept a game like this as if nothing had happened. So far, neither Leonardo Aguilar nor Annalise have made any comments, but the absence of a reaction also communicates whether they are trying to avoid a bigger media storm or are waiting for the right moment to act. In the meantime, Pep Aguilar is planning measures that could mark a before and after in the relationship with Christian Nodal. The images are clear. One has been close to all the relevant couples in Nodal's life, Belinda, Kazu and Angela. Now, he is at the center of the scandal. He used his closeness with Angela as a springboard to Nodal. It was all a carefully calculated move. The commercial contracts were not long in coming. Several brands have begun to rethink their collaborations with the singer. The phrase, "everything delicious love," is already associated with controversy and the deterioration of his image.
Kazu takes Nodal to court for custody of his daughter. What is happening? And there are always consequences. We have to see why he cares. Kazu is doing the right thing by preventing his daughter from seeing Ángela Aguilar. I think it was part of my responsibility to mention this attitude that he harbors, right? That he has against women and...
The legal battle breaks out. Kazu does not want his daughter to see Ángela Aguilar and takes Nodal to court. What seemed like a peaceful separation for the well-being of his daughter has turned into a legal dispute. Kazu has taken Nodal to court and the reason has left everyone shocked. But what is behind this decision? Is it really for the safety of little Inti or is it a move for revenge? No one saw it coming. The Argentine singer has made an unexpected decision by starting legal proceedings against Christian Nodal. She does not want her daughter to have contact with Ángela Aguilar, the Mexican singer's current partner. But what does Kazu know that others do not? Why has she decided to resort to the courts to prevent this rapprochement? Some say that it is all due to a protective measure. Others believe that it is an emotional reaction to her ex-partner's new relationship, but what is clear is that things have escalated to a critical level. The ongoing legal process has put Christian Nodal in a vulnerable position. Although Kazu has primary custody of the girl, this new legal request could have unexpected consequences. Some family law experts claim that the case does not have much legal basis, since in order to prevent Inti from living with Ángela Aguilar, Kazu would need conclusive evidence that there is a real risk to the minor. So why is he doing it? There is hidden information that has not yet come to light. The fact that Kazu has resorted to legal channels has raised many questions. Is she really protecting her daughter or is she simply looking to complicate Nodal's life? Rumors suggest that the relationship between the two singers was never good and that the way in which Nodal made his relationship with Ángela public was the straw that broke the camel's back. But it is reason enough to prevent his daughter from living with her father's new partner. Beyond the controversy and the media scandal, the big question is, how will this legal dispute affect Kazu's daughter? Yodel. Little Inti is at the center of a dispute that she did not ask for. While her mother takes legal action, her father tries to maintain his right to live with her. And most worryingly, what will happen if the court rules in favor of Kazu? Nodal will be prohibited from seeing his daughter when she is with Ángela Aguilar. Will Kazu be able to get his way or will Nodal find a way to reverse the situation? Opinions are divided. Some support Kazu's decision, while others believe that it is an unnecessary revenge against Nodal and his new partner. What is certain is that the consequences could be worse than we imagine. What do you think? Do you think Kasu is right to prevent his daughter from living with Ángela Aguilar? Leave us your opinion in the comments.
Because if they should have named Woman of the Year, it would be a Kasu. Well, if I start looking at all the things that are being said on social media.
Who is Woman of the Year? It's Ángela Aguilar, really, a woman who was left out of dresses, who had to apologize because she took 2 dresses from the industry. Ángela Aguilar, Woman of the Year, is a disgrace. Ángela Aguilar pretends to be insulted and the public is going after her. Manipulation or real suffering? Are the awards deserved or bought? Ángela Aguilar is once again the center of controversy, but this time the controversy does not revolve around her music, but rather a speech that left everyone speechless at a recent awards ceremony. The singer claimed to have gone through immense suffering. Through tears and with a trembling voice, she spoke about her stormy path and how she has had to face constant judgments. But the question that has flooded the networks is only one. Are her feelings real, or is it just a strategy to maintain her media relevance? Ángela Aguilar not only received the award for which she gave her controversial speech, but in recent months she has been honored on multiple occasions. The question is inevitable. How does she manage to obtain so many awards in such a short time? Social media has not forgiven and the comments have been devastating. Her father buys her awards. Everything she has is because of her last name, someone commented on social media. She should face reality, because outside of her bubble, no one sees her as such an important artist, said an anonymous critic. Many wonder if it is really her talent that keeps her at the top or if it is actually her last name that opens all the doors for her. But what most outraged the public was Ángela Aguilar's statement when she said, "Today I know that I am an example. I have learned to get up after everything I have been through, and thanks to me you can continue enjoying my talent." Quote. Social media overflowed with criticism. What level of shamelessness? She presents herself as a martyr when she has had everything easy. Stop making us believe that she is innocent. She has lived in luxury her entire life. The evidence is clear. While many people have really struggled to survive, the singer positions herself as an example of improvement, when in reality she has grown up with privileges that few can imagine. Is this her new strategy to generate empathy and not lose popularity? After her speech, negative comments were quick to come. People were not fooled and made their feelings clear. Sing with tears. There are people who sing with hunger and do not go around showing off. They assume they are the victims when their biggest challenge is choosing which designer dress to wear. Tension is at its highest. How far will this go? Will she manage to clean up her image? Or will more and more people see her as a privileged artist who seeks sympathy through self-pity? Some believe that it is simply part of her personality and that she should be accepted as she is. Others think that if she does not change her attitude, her career will fall apart sooner or later. The only certainty is that Ángela Aguilar continues to generate conversation, and as long as that happens, she will continue to be in the middle of the storm. What do you think? Is she a real innocent, or is it just a strategy to attract attention? Leave us your comment.
I want my dresses back. For 39 years, I have never had a problem with a celebrity taking a piece from my store and not returning it.
That is digital violence, Mr. Pepe Aguilar. I think it is disrespectful. It makes all Latinos who order clothes in the United States look bad because the only Latina who did not return it was Ángela Aguilar.
Everyone has their own lesson. The first 2 weeks I would call her and ask, "Is everything okay?" And then I would lose contact. Then
A Mexican-Argentine woman arrived, Ángela Aguilar, asked to borrow 2 dresses during the pandemic and never returned them.
Javier Soriani confronts Pepe Aguilar and tells him the truth about Ángela and the thefts. He covers up his little angel's dirty tricks. You won't believe what has just been discovered. The secrets that the Aguilar family has tried to hide are confirmed. What is really going on? It all started when renowned journalist Javier Soriani revealed compelling evidence about an event that many preferred to ignore. This is the scandal surrounding Ángela Aguilar's missing dresses. The evidence was clear, the accusations were made, and the timing didn't add up. Why did it take Pepe Aguilar so long to speak out about this? Why did he choose to hide behind digital abuse instead of facing the truth? It was Hollywood-renowned designer Jose Jacob who uncovered the case. 2 high-value dresses disappeared after being loaned to Ángela Aguilar. Attempts to recover them were in vain until Sirianni brought to light what was really going on. But here's a key question. If there was nothing to hide, why did it take so long to return the garments? It was a misunderstanding. If anyone else were to keep someone else's clothes for months, they would be treated with the same leniency as Ángela Aguilar. It's only fair that, given her celebrity status, the rules should be different. When the media pressure became unbearable, the dresses were finally returned. But there's something that doesn't add up here. If everything was in order, why were they so reluctant to return them? Why did Ángela Aguilar remain silent until the controversy exploded? What was Pepe Aguilar trying to hide with his speech about the digital grievance? Far from assuming his responsibility, Pepe Aguilar reacted by directly criticizing the media. Instead of clarifying the situation transparently, he decided to play innocent, arguing that his daughter was being unfairly accused. But here another question arises. What happened to justice for the designer who went unanswered for months? The story takes an unexpected turn when social media users begin to question the following. If this scandal had not been reported in the media, Ángela Aguilar would have returned the dresses. How many other things have been ignored by the media power of the Aguilar family? Is Pepe defending his daughter or simply protecting his public image? After the controversy, social media was quick to react. Comments point to double standards. While Pepe Aguilar demands respect, many point out that the real injustice was having taken clothes without returning them on time. Why has Pepe Aguilar not spoken out since the beginning of the scandal? What other things have gone unpunished within the entertainment industry? If it was not Ángela Aguilar's fault, why did it take so long to clarify the situation? If an ordinary person did the same thing, they would receive the same treatment. Anyone else who did not have the influence of the Aguilar family would have been given a second chance. What could have been a minor inconvenience turned into a snowball? Right? It even makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, and he looked sad, out of sorts because he is supposedly arguing with Ángela Aguilar. I simply can't talk, but this is not an expression, I mean, this is degrading. I'm going to touch on a point, and obviously, well, every action brings a reaction. She made him look ridiculous. Christian Nodal and Ángela Aguilar are caught in the middle of a tantrum. Was it Kazu's fault? The cameras captured a tense moment between Christian Nodal and Ángela Aguilar, and everything indicates that the reason behind this confrontation has a name, Kazu. Why did Ángela Aguilar lose control with Nodal in the middle of a public street? The argument is related to Nodal and Kazu's daughter. This discussion reveals deeper challenges in their relationship. Sources close to the situation claim that Ángela has a strong temper and that this wouldn't be the first time that Nodal has had to deal with her mood swings. In the leaked images, Ángela is seen visibly upset, ignoring Nodal completely, while the singer tries to calm her down without success. What's really going on? Ever since Nodal began his romance with Ángela, the issue of Kazu has never stopped being a point of tension, but now everything seems to have exploded. Ángela is jealous of Inti's mother. Christian continues to be in contact with Kazu on the sly. The Aguilar family is influencing the relationship. Rumors suggest that Ángela is not happy with the way Nodal is handling his relationship with Inti, the daughter he had with Kazu. Is she trying to distance Nodal from his ex-partner, or is there something else behind this argument? The images are irrefutable. Ángela Aguilar completely ignores Christian Nodal, displaying an attitude of total indifference. Does she feel superior to him? The relationship is based on control and not respect. Nodal is giving in too much to please Angela. Body language experts have analyzed the images and claim that Nodal looks uncomfortable, submissive and trying to avoid a major inconvenience, while Angela imposes her presence with an attitude of coldness and dominance. Nodal is trapped in a relationship where the demands are increasingly greater. Criticism has not been long in coming. Ángela Aguilar's attitude has begun to generate discontent among the public. Her image is at risk due to her difficult nature. Nodal's fans are against the relationship. The music industry is starting to look askance at his behavior. It's not the first time his strong temper has been talked about, but with his relationship with Nodal in the spotlight, his every move is being scrutinized. Could he lose the public's affection because of this attitude? Nodal and Ángela Aguilar's relationship is on the verge of collapse. There are increasing signs that the love story between Christian Nodal and Ángela Aguilar could be at risk. Angela's constant demands will end up pushing Nodal away. The singer is giving in too much in this relationship. Kasu is still present in Nodal's life, even though he tries to hide it. Everything indicates that Christian Nodal is caught in a storm of emotions, with Angela demanding more and more and his past pressuring him. Julieta spoke up. I told her, no.
Kazu could blame Nodal because Nodal never paid. That Nodal paid public child support became, like a parallel universe. I kept quiet, didn't I, for all that time because it seemed right to me.
And I didn't want to come out and show my face. That's it. Inti at Nodal's core is not interested in Ángela Aguilar. He doesn't care that that girl is in the family.
They have done a lot of harm to my family and I have endured it in silence. Kazu can say he never paid me and he is not going to say yes I paid you. I paid you a lot of money. Christian Nodal on the brink of the abyss. Kazu is preparing a legal request against him for not paying child support. He is in trouble with the law for tax evasion. A truth that few imagined is discovered. Christian Nodal could be facing an unprecedented legal inconvenience. Kazu is not staying silent and what has just come to light could be definitive in this story. Nodal has been evading his responsibilities as a father. Kazu has strong evidence to demand millions in compensation. The future of his career is at stake. Alarming details are leaked. Christian Nodal has allegedly been paying child support in cash. There are no receipts, no records, no official evidence. Why did he never make a bank transfer? Was he trying to avoid taxes or was it simply carelessness? Does this give Kazu an overwhelming advantage if he were to take him to court? If Kazu decides to act, he could claim that he never received any money. If there is no evidence, Nodal's version could be completely discredited. What seemed like a simple family disagreement could turn into a case of tax evasion. Sources close to the case claim that Nodal handled large sums of cash without leaving a trace. He could be investigated by the tax authorities. His handling of money hides something more. A scandal is brewing that will affect his image and his assets. If Kazu files a formal complaint, he would not only be demanding child support for Inti, but could also trigger an investigation that puts Nodal's finances in check. But the drama does not end there. Sources close to the case claim that Nodal has restrictions on seeing his daughter. His relationship with Ángela Aguilar has influenced this decision. Why doesn't he visit Inti often? His family is trying to distance him from his responsibility as a father. Since his romance with Angela, the singer has kept his distance from Ku and his daughter. This attitude could work against him in the event of a legal dispute. On the other hand, a new twist in the story calls into question Nodal's stability. He has repeatedly confused Ángela Aguilar's name with Belinda's. He has not overcome his past. This obsession is affecting his current relationships. The rumors are growing and the big question is he still trapped in Belinda's shadow while he faces the legal battle? Kazu will not sit idly by. Everything indicates that he is preparing a devastating legal strategy. How much money could he demand from Nodal? Could he face more serious charges? Is he ready for a fight in court? If the lawsuit goes through, Nodal could be forced to pay $1 million sum in a single retroactive payment. Will he try to reach an agreement, or will he try until the end to avoid it? Will never agree. And there are the messages too. She was made aware. Nodal can't get over Belinda, everything went down for him. They're not going to talk about my wife like that. No, Ángela Aguilar was going to be the other one at
any moment. Well, Q listened to me, wrote the song and literally destroyed it.
I'm right where I need to be. So,
Belinda supports Q, and this is for Angela. It's not for Nodal, it's for Ángel.
Casu de Nodal with a song. Belinda celebrates and puts Ángela Aguilar in the eye of the storm. A reality that everyone imagined is leaking out. Casu breaks the silence with a devastating song, and the message is clear. The other one is not just a musical theme, it's a direct warning. The words leave no room for doubt. He's going to trick you with another one, I assure you. This phrase is directed at Ángela Aguilar. It's definitive proof that Nodal is following the same pattern, but what no one expected has happened. Belinda reacts and perhaps shows her support. Is this confirmation that Nodal betrayed her? Ángela Aguilar is at risk of experiencing the same thing. The numbers don't lie. While Casu breaks records in less than 24 hours, Nodal barely manages to attract attention with his music. The comparison is inevitable. He is losing strength while his ex shines brighter than ever. But the controversy doesn't end there. Social media is exploding with theories about the true intention of Casu's song. The question is inevitable. Nodal is repeating history. Will Ángela Aguilar be next on the list of betrayals? Belinda and Casu come together and send a direct message to Ángela Aguilar. What seemed impossible has just happened. Belinda has shown her support for Casu, and the speculations have grown. The public has been quick to react. We want a duet between Casu and Belinda to sink Nodal. But the big question is another. Has Belinda closed this chapter, or does she still have unfinished business with Nodal? Is this retaliation against her? The tension continues to grow, and the truth is about to be revealed. Ángela Aguilar is at her worst. Nodal has only used her. Ever since Ángela Aguilar made her relationship with Nodal public, the criticism has not stopped. Many believe that her marriage to the singer is nothing more than a strategy to clean up her image. But after the warning from Casu, the other one, the doubts have grown. Does Ángela Aguilar really think that Nodal has changed, or is she simply ignoring what everyone already knows? The criticism on social media has been merciless. Ángela, you provoke the accusations because you are rude. The singer is in the spotlight. Now the question is clear. Is she ready for what is coming, or will she continue clinging to a relationship that seems to be going down the drain? Casu's followers have analyzed every word of the other, and the result is shocking. He is going to cheat on you with another one, I assure you. It is not just a phrase, it is a direct warning to Ángela Aguilar. The signs are there, and Christian Nodal's history with his partners follows a pattern. He falls in love quickly, gives his all, but when the excitement wears off, he looks for someone else. The comparison with his previous relationships has set off alarms. Ángela Aguilar is just one more on the list. Casu spoke with his music. Belinda made her position clear, and now Ángela Aguilar finds herself in the middle of the worst media storm. The questions that everyone is asking are inevitable. Christian Nodal is cheating on Ángela Aguilar. Ángela will continue to ignore the warnings and maintain her relationship. Casu and Belinda will end up joining forces to unmask Nodal. I think that even though these are patterns that repeat themselves, since these patterns are driven by feelings, you will be able to describe them very well.
After many things that have happened to me about false comments or notes, they are going
to sue influencers. Pepe Aguilar is furious, where he announces legal measures for those who were defaming his daughter Ángela Aguilar.
Well, negative comments are obviously part of the good comments.
the truth is also discovered. Ángela Aguilar unleashes legal storm against influencers and scandal escalates. Information is leaked that changes everything. The controversy has erupted and the Aguilar family has decided to take drastic measures. Ángela Aguilar has filed a legal petition against influencers who, according to her team, have crossed all lines. The altercation has escalated rapidly, social media is ablaze, the media has reacted and the public doesn't know what to think. But the question is unavoidable. Did the influencers really overstep their bounds, or is the Aguilar family looking to silence their critics? Evidence, statements and legal warnings have made it clear that this case is far from over. The truth is coming to light and the consequences could be devastating. You won't believe what has been uncovered. Information has leaked confirming the names of the content creators who could face legal action. Pepe Aguilar has released a strong message on social media, making it clear that he will not allow rumors about his family to continue to spread. The official statement warns of sanctions for those who continue to share information that the family considers defamatory. Social media has reacted with divided opinions. Some defend the Aguilars, while others accuse them of trying to control what is said about them. Among those named is Javier Mata, better known as Zorrito YouTubero, one of the main people involved in this controversy, but he is not the only one. Other content creators could be in the same situation. Pepe Aguilar's statements have generated even more controversy. His message has divided opinions and left many questions unanswered. The scandal has taken an unexpected turn. A message has been leaked in which Pepe Aguilar directly confronts an influencer. He demands that he retract and stop spreading information without evidence. In addition, he states that his family will not allow any more accusations against Ángela. Pepe Aguilar's words have not gone unnoticed. I have no problem with the media, but what you are saying is not true. Rethink your words and actions for your own good. This message has caused outrage among those who see it as an attempt at censorship, while others consider it a legitimate defense of their daughter's image. But this has only fueled the controversy further. The reaction on social media has been immediate and opinions are divided. The Aguilar's statement speaks of dignity and the irreparable damage that rumors can cause. Followers of the affected influencers assure that the family seeks to censor everything that is said about them. The Aguilar's old controversies have resurfaced and many recall other scandals in which the family has tried to manipulate the narrative in their favor. But here the big question arises. Is Ángela Aguilar defending her reputation, or is she trying to eliminate any criticism against her? What began as a dispute on social media has escalated to an unthinkable level. Legal actions are underway and the next few days will be crucial. The accused influencers have assured that they will not retract and that they will tell the whole truth. The Aguilar's legal team is already working on a strategy to counter the allegations. The public remains divided and the controversy continues to grow uncontrollably. The evidence is on the table. The truth has come to light and the consequences will be irreversible. But the big question remains. Will Ángela Aguilar manage to stop the controversy, or will this be the scandal that will mark her career forever?
Learn to differentiate your priorities. It
has helped me a lot to understand that I do not have to give explanations to anyone. Ángela Aguilar was angry and yelling in the dressing room after that. I do not like to get involved in show business, but what happened to Ángela Aguilar is not a good example for Mexican girls. The tantrum that Ángela Aguilar threw. If you make a mistake, you know that you did it with all your heart. The one who beats Ángela Aguilar is Luis Miguel with Mexico Forever.
Ángela Aguilar could not stand it. The shocking truth about her fury after losing to Luis Miguel is revealed. What happened that night at the Latin Grammy was not just another defeat in the music industry. Details have been leaked that reveal Ángela Aguilar's intense reaction to losing to Luis Miguel. The scandal that no one imagined has been uncovered. For years, the young singer's image has been extremely carefully preserved. But now her reaction in that dressing room has changed everything. Her rage, her lack of control, and her father's words have exposed what really happens behind the scenes. The 2019 Latin Grammys marked a turning point in Ángela Aguilar's career. Her team had everything planned. If she won, her performances in the United States would increase by 40% and her career would reach new heights. Everything pointed to the statuette being hers. The predictions were in her favor. The Aguilar family was already celebrating ahead of time. But then the host opened the envelope and said the name that no one on her team wanted to hear, Luis Miguel. In front of the cameras, Ángela tried to keep her composure, but behind the scenes everything exploded. Eyewitnesses claimed that the young woman burst into screams of rage, demanding what she considered hers. Her father, Pepe Aguilar, tried to calm her down, but his words only fueled her anger. That grain was yours, Luis Miguel. He is no one in this industry anymore, he is a mere puppet. The tension in the dressing room was unbearable. The team members were shocked and Ángela kept repeating that her big moment had been taken away from her, but the worst was yet to come. If this episode was so scandalous, why did it never come to light? The answer is clear. The Aguilar family imposed total silence. Within their team, no one is allowed to speak. Everyone close to them has signed confidentiality agreements that prevent any leaks. No one is allowed to record and no one is allowed to make statements, but secrets never last forever. The rumors began to spread in private circles and now, finally, the world knows the truth. Ángela Aguilar's tantrum is no longer just a story told among her employees. It is now a reality confirmed by multiple sources within the industry. And this leads to an even more disturbing question. Ángela Aguilar has been raised to never accept defeat. Is she really prepared for fame or has her environment made her believe that she must always win? Pep Aguilar has built a career for his daughter based on power and absolute control. What other episodes like this have been hidden? The evidence is there. The scandal is real and can no longer be covered up.
To me, that doesn't matter because at the end of the day she is not here. I don't
think
I'm
trying to imitate her or do her. She has her style and I have mine.
Since Ángela Aguilar was registering Selena's songs without the Quintanilla family's authorization. Selena always taught me to dream and I think I'm just pushing that. For this reason, Selena Quintanilla's father recently sent her a second. But I don't read the comments and I'm comfortable with what I'm doing and
compelling evidence is leaked. Ángela Aguilar faces serious accusations of plagiarizing Selena Quintanilla. The legal complaint filed by the patriarch of the Quintanilla family could ruin Ángela's career forever, as he has launched an unprecedented legal offensive. Reason: Ángela tried to register some of Selena Quintanilla's most iconic songs as her own without authorization. What was Ángela really looking for by appropriating this legacy? Was it a simple oversight or a calculated move to catapult her career? The legal document filed by the Quintanilla family demands immediate measures such as the full payment of the profits obtained from Selena's songs, the immediate removal of the songs from all digital platforms and a formal response within a maximum period of 30 days. But the most shocking thing is Ángela Aguilar's absolute silence in the face of this complaint. Why hasn't she defended herself? Do you think time will make the controversy go away? The audience hasn't taken long to react. In her most recent performance, she was booed and called Ampona by the audience. Despite the wave of criticism, Ángela Aguilar has decided not to make any statements, which has generated even more suspicion. While the lawsuit continues to advance, the singer hides and maintains an unsettling silence. She fears that speaking out will only worsen her situation. She has no arguments to justify her action. The Quintanilla's lawyer has been clear. If Ángela does not respond in the coming days, her career could plummet. This scandal has revived Angela's past statements, where she claimed that her vocal technique is superior to Selena's, since she has taken opera lessons since she was little, while the Queen of Tex-Mex had no professional vocal training. Was it simply an innocent comment or a display of arrogance that is now taking its toll on her? However, this is not the only problem that Ángela Aguilar faces. She has also been accused of imitating the style of other artists such as Yuri and Belinda. Recently, during a show, it was said that Ángela left the venue minutes before Belinda went on stage. She tried to avoid a direct comparison. Her image has been built on copying other stars. More and more people believe that Ángela has based her success on imitating already established figures, but this scandal with the Quintanilla family could be the end of her career. Time is running out and Ángela's silence only fuels the public's rejection. Will she respond to the legal instance or will she let her career collapse completely? Will she apologize to the Quintanilla family or will she continue to ignore the controversy? In addition, the most serious thing about this whole matter is that for 21 years, Mr. Aguilar did not provide medical care to Mr. Miguel. He also did it to Ángel Aguilar and his entire team because of a former employee, due to an unjustified dismissal.
Mr. Miguel Ángel Hernandez faithfully and continuously provided his services to Mr. Pepe. Previously Ángel Aguilar since he began his career.
Here I am again getting into trouble, but I don't care. We'll
get into trouble, Pepe and Ángela will be notified.
But I'm not responsible for what they do, each person does their own thing.
And I'm not here for that. I'm a singer, I'm not an example for anyone. I'm not here to be an example for anyone.
In the crosshairs. Federal judge targets Ángela Aguilar. Guilty or innocent of illegal manhunt. The young singer has ceased to be synonymous with talent and tradition to become the center of a legal storm that threatens to destroy her image. A federal judge has issued an order to locate the young singer, linking her to a case that has uncovered the hidden shadows behind the Aguilar legacy. How did Ángela Aguilar go from being the public's favorite star to being singled out as a swindler by the authorities? The root of the scandal lies in the companies Equinoxio Records and Mio Audio, companies that not only promote the careers of PP, Leonardo and Ángela Aguilar, but are also in charge of the working conditions of all their employees. The altercation came to light after statements by Ana Rosa Macias, widow of Miguel Ángel Hernandez, a violinist who worked for the Aguilars for 21 years, revealed that her husband never had Social Security and that the medical expenses derived from the global illness were covered exclusively by the family, without receiving financial support from his employers. How is it possible that a man who dedicated more than 2 decades to the Aguilar dynasty ended up abandoned and unprotected in their moment of greatest need? The most outrageous fact came when it was discovered that after Miguel Ángel left, Pep Aguilar offered only 5% of the settlement to his widow, an amount so low that it was not even enough to cover the medical expenses accumulated during said illness. But what has left everyone astonished is Ángela Aguilar's role in this legal plot. Lawyer Arturo Caridad Villegas made it clear. Ángela is not a simple heir, she is a partner in the companies responsible, which makes her an active part of the decisions made. Ángela Aguilar plays a decisive role within the business that has failed its employees. Other employees of the clan have also begun to speak out. A backing vocalist was fired while she was breastfeeding after refusing to join the Aguilars' performances before she finished recovering. Why should someone have to choose between taking care of their baby and keeping their job? In addition, a violinist in the group confessed that none of the employees had access to Social Security. Everything was managed through verbal agreements and promises, a tactic that, according to experts, is alarmingly common in the music industry. It is a dynasty that operates under an archaic labor system while projecting an image of perfection in front of the cameras. And the controversy does not end there. An Israeli designer has accused Ángela Aguilar of appropriating 2 dresses without paying for them. Although this accusation may seem insignificant compared to the legal scandal, it has added more doubts about the Aguilar family's treatment of those who collaborate with them. Why would Ángela Aguilar, with her international success, be involved in a dispute over non-payment to a designer? If the companies Equinoxio Records and Neo Audio are found responsible, Ángela, Pepe and Leonardo Aguilar could face embargoes and other sanctions. We inform you that anyone who is discovered shouting, whether it is the name of Mr. Christian O'Dall's ex-wife, booing or throwing objects at the artists, will be removed from the facilities. So that social media continues to believe them. Hey, keep believing those 1,598 pesos in 6 months of community service. We'll see you at the Querétaro Livestock Fair.
Do you know who I am? Do you know what I represent? No, I'm just a ranchero singer, you know me.
The truth is confirmed. Pepe Aguilar prohibits criticism at his concert with strong measures. Anyone who boos will go to jail. The Querétaro Cattle Fair, which would once have been a cause for celebration, is now engulfed in scandal. Pepe Aguilar, an indisputable figure in regional Mexican music, has caused a veritable media storm after warning that he will no longer tolerate boos or criticism directed at him or his daughter Ángela Aguilar.